We'll do a.
What up? Hold on, this bun, though. Let me fix this shit.
What is up, BBSTS?
It's been so long.
Seriously, how long has it been? I'm really
Way too long.
We did it before.
It's like my bun just came off.
It's February.
She's bald. I have no bun.
No, you've got lots of buns, dude.
Oh
You've
my
got lots of buns.
God.
Ridiculous.
Oh my God.
Welcome back to our podcast, guys. Sorry, we have been so MIA. We blame Ashlyn.
Fine.
100,000%.
I'll take the blame.
The poop bun.
Dude, the bun isn't wanting to stay in space right now.
The gravitational pull of your bun is non-existent.
It's like, nope. It looks like I have no hair.
It really does. It looks like
Yeah,
your
I think you
hair's
should go
gone.
ponytail.
Like, what is the deal, though? It's like, it's not high enough for the space. Okay, there we go.
There you go. No.
So,
What's up, guys? How's everything been? I know, of course, we haven't been here for a minute because, yes, of course, Ashlyn was out here slaying it on the motherfucking stage.
weeping back to back to back. I mean, if anyone's watching this podcast, you guys probably already follow all of us. But if you didn't know, we are with a 3-time champ right now, fixing her bun. She's just
It's bothering me.
it's gone. It's gone.
I'm listening. Keep going. Yes, I can't even keep it still. Like, I'm just not like, it hasn't registered just quite yet. So, you know, it's just one of those things where
She took off her glasses and the glasses stayed.
the glasses stayed on.
Yeah, I know. How does it feel? Like it's crazy because you've done so many pro shows and finally you didn't just win one, you won 3. And so like, how does that feel?
I mean, it's like the craziest thing. And I've talked about this like on some of my YouTube. I just like, I'm so used to fighting for a win. Like, honestly, I'm not even kidding you. It literally felt awkward winning. Like every time I would like win, I'm like, it's like, really, I don't know. It's just like a feeling that I'm not used to. So I really just think that I don't really know how to like, I don't know how to like accept that feeling yet. Like, I'm still just kind of like, are you sure type of thing. So I'm growing into that. Like, I've just never won anything before. So now the fact that like I'm winning and stuff, it's
That's your humility too. But it's like you won 3 in a row and that just solidifies like it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't that you never deserved one or the other win. It's like the judges like what you're bringing consistently.
Yeah, I was very surprised just because of how conditioned I normally come in. So like, obviously, like going into these shows, I was nervous. I mean, I did Bermuda and I got second and Steve was just like a little bit tighter. Like, you know, he really liked my shape and everything, but obviously I still need to be leaner from my backside and my glutes. And, you know, they really are right now, like in the bikini industry, they want a very nice, healthy balance. Like, they don't want anything too crazy, too freaky, too lean, too striated, like everything. They just want balance. And that can mean different things for different people. So like, balance for some people may look leaner and harder, but like, that's like their like soft balance that makes them look the best on stage. So for me bringing just like a tad bit softer look, they really like the fullness that I bring versus like last year I was very dry. I wasn't as full last year. Like, I just came in dry all the time. And so now I'm bringing in a little bit more of just like a fullness where it's just different for me. Like, I'm not used to that. So I think that I'm not conditioned enough when I see myself because I'm so used to seeing myself so dry. But that was always my feedback last year, was that I always came in just like on the edge. Like, they were always like, you could fill out a little bit more. You could fill out a little bit more. So I think just finding that balance for me this year, even though for me, when I see myself, I'm like, I feel like I could be leaner, but you know, my feedback is consistently has been spot on. So, I mean,
that's always that balance in the bikini division. I remember asking you, because you know, I get grainy and hard and dry. I was like, when did you start being comfortable stepping on stage a little bit softer, a little bit fuller? And I remember you said you're like, when I was uncomfortable backstage being the leanest person.
yeah.
And I was like, that stuck with me, because I'm like, I don't want to be the leanest person on stage when the judges are docking you for it.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's always, for me, it's either been one way or the other way. It's never been a nice in between. So I've either been too full to where I didn't look conditioned enough, or I've been, you know, too dry, too lean, too hard. And I was missing that fullness. And honestly, a lot of it too is muscle maturity for me. Like, I still am very like young in this sport. I don't compete. I didn't compete all the time as an amateur. So I competed like once a year. You know, I only did 6 shows going into the pro league. So it's like, I didn't really compete a lot. And I just started training like consistently 100% in like 2014, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So it hasn't been like a super long time that I've been doing this. And I know muscle maturity, you're able to like finesse a little bit more because you're able to bring more of like a fuller look whenever you do have that like dense muscle. I feel like you can kind of tweak it a little bit more.
You're not like depending so much on food to fill out.
Yeah. So this year it's been cool because I haven't really had to feed a lot into shows. And I feel like that's been helping me kind of like maintain that look. Like I'm full when I wake up, which is like awesome, because even at my leanest, even the day that I was my leanest, I only had like 100 grams of rice going into the show. So that's like nothing for a lot of people. Most people carb up like, you know, quite a bit because they're so depleted. But it's like, I never really reached that like super, super depleted stage. I've always been like, but I do know that that was part of like our process, was to keep me full throughout our whole duration of the prep. So instead of like doing a hard deplete, we wanted to maintain the fullness throughout the whole prep. So basically I was just refeeding every single week and just kind of learning my new body, because it is a lot different. And there's just so many different like things this year that we've had to learn. But I know for a fact, you know, getting next to some of the top 5 Olympians, I know that I still have like muscle to put on. And if I do not come in my fullest, then I look small compared to everybody else. Like if I'm not full, I don't look as good. Like I have to come in full and tight. Like that's just what looks best on me right now. I look too small whenever I'm next to the other people if I don't come in like super, super full. And the only way I can come in super full is if I'm on point with conditioning, because I can't feed in enough to be able to like really fill out. And it doesn't take much for me, honestly, it really doesn't, but I still have to make sure I'm like conditioned enough in my back side, or else it's not good. Like I'll just come in too full. It's like so weird. My body has been so freaking weird this year.
It's good though. You're learning a new physique, new prep. But what about you, Jazzy? How's prep? I know you deep
in. It's going good. It's going good. You know, just had a freaking crazy drop in the last week. You know, what was it? The week prior, I was like, 137. And then this past week, I dropped down to 134. And then like this morning, I was 131.8. And I'm like,
fuck yeah.
I have some of
like
that.
A week and a half. I'm like down 6 pounds, man. I'm like, fuck yes.
1 pound a day.
Like, straight up. Because bro, like I texted you guys. I was like, me and Jamie got together and we when was it? What show was it? It was the one you were competing at. I think it was Girl Power, where we were talking about, you know, possible show dates and stuff, which I'm not gonna put out there yet, you know, because I'm tired of just being like, I'm this many weeks out, until I'm like literally 3 days out. Y'all motherfuckers gonna know what show I'm doing. Okay.
That's what I'm doing too. Working inside,
literally, like you know, whenever contracts are due is exactly when I'm gonna go put in my contract, because at this point, like I told Jamie, I was like, I'm done like just showing up to see how I do and then to like get better. You know, no, we're gonna show up my best that I feel is my best, on point with conditioning, shape, fullness, all of that stuff, then put it on stage and be like, we brought the best that I can, not thinking, oh, you know, we're going to just start now. And we know we've got at least like 2 to 3 pounds to drop. So no, we're coming in 100%. So that's why I haven't really said what time frame or anything like that, but it's like within, you know, hopefully 6 weeks, you know, that I'm getting on stage. So, you know, it's coming. I'm like, what, 8, 9 pounds above stage weight, and I just dropped 6 in the last week. So let's go.
Wait, okay, so this reminds me, I had a dream last night. It was so detailed and vivid, and both of you guys were in it. So I had to tell you on this podcast. So it was, at first it was a nightmare because I had no eyelashes. My lash extensions, I guess, like fell off at the show. So we're at a show, and this was Jazzy's first show back this season. So Ash and I were just watching, and Jazzy was competing. And so at this show, they let us pick our songs. And so Jazzy
freaking lit.
So everyone got to pick their song for their routine. So Jazzy was like, no, I want to sing my song. So, and we don't even know like this is happening, but Jazzy just gets on stage and I don't know what song it is because it wasn't that detailed, but she was like belching and she was like singing her song and she wasn't even posing anymore, but you still only got a minute. So she was and a minute had passed. So the next girl was coming on to do her routine, but Jazzy was still on stage singing. And Ash and I were like, yeah, let's go. And then I woke up and then had to go do fasted cardio. So that was it. I was like, why was this so detailed? Like I remembered everything except I don't know what song you were singing, but
oh my God. I wish they would let us choose our songs to post.
That would be so. Hey, maybe in time.
Yeah.
You know,
hopefully someday. Yeah. But things are going good. Like, you know, it's been a slow, steady process, you know, definitely different than anything I've ever done before with prepping. I'm used to having the huge drop like this in the beginning of a freaking prep. Like starting prep and being like 8 pounds down first week. Yes, head start, let's go.
What was the difference? What was the difference into this prep?
What was that?
What was the difference into this prep that made it like a little stagnant or a little slow?
Didn't kill myself with cardio and actually ate food.
That's a good plan. That's a good plan.
You know, kept food up, cardio pretty low. Like I asked Jamie, what was it the week before? I was like, can I please bump up my cardio to an hour? Like, please. Like, we've been slowly, like, you know, I was doing like less than 40 minutes since like, what was it? I started at 20 minutes. Went up to 30 minutes, probably like I started my prep in January and it's May now. And I went from 40 minutes to an hour, 2 weeks ago, finally. And we've slowly since January went from 20 minutes to an hour. So it's been 4.5 months. And we slowly over the 4.5 months increased my cardio. But yeah, it's been that, you know, pretty much the biggest thing is just preserving my muscle mass while conditioning down at the end of the day, because our goal is to just put it on size in my upper body, and we've done that. Shit's crazy.
I mean, that was like my biggest thing was I wanted to preserve my muscle. I was like, okay, as soon as I started shrinking, like I feel small, and you were even there because you heard my freak out. I was like, okay, we need to like put this prep on pause. I'm like, I can't do this. Like I feel way too small. I don't like the fact that I can't train in the gym and feel good. Like I would much rather have a longer prep and get on stage and be happy with the fullness that we're bringing, the conditioning, everything, and not feel like I'm just killing myself to get to the stage. Like I want to feel healthy, like as long as I can throughout my prep.
And I think that's what I think most competitors need to know is that one, the stage is always going to be there. And there's always going to be like 10 freaking million shows to choose from. Don't step on stage and rush the process if you're not ready. Step on stage when you're 100%.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad that you guys are doing like, you know, a longer prep. I just think that your body is going to look so freaking healthy and just everything is going to look so good when you finally get up there.
Yeah, I'm so freaking excited for that. Like, it's definitely different than anything I'm used to. However, man, I was looking at like my freaking like Arnold pictures from fucking like last year, like where I was sitting at 131, just like fucking 3 days out from the Arnold. I had no shoulders. The fuck? I had no
Where are
fucking
you down?
shoulder.
Where are you?
I literally put the side by side of me right now. It was what when I did my check-in at 134 on Thursday, because I haven't taken pictures. I wish I would have taken pictures yesterday and put that side by side. Because I was like, let me see when the last time I was like this weight, like a few weeks, maybe a week or so. But I was 131 just a few days before the Arnold. And I put it next to my 134 picture, and I'm like, oh fuck. Like,
That's
God
the best when you make that
The
comparison.
best.
It's, you know, like the weight's the same, but your body comp is so different. It is so
So
rewarding seeing
different.
that.
So
I
different.
love it.
It's so different. So like it'd be throwing me off sometimes though,
I
because you're
know.
so used to being a certain weight by a certain time and all this extra bullshit. So like, man,
Bodybuilding though.
long story short, to the people listening, like whatever you've done in the past is what you've done in the past. It's never going to be the same when you're doing another prep. Shit fucking changes. It gets different methods, the way your body is. Like, Lord, if you put muscle on, you're going to fucking be heavier.
Yep.
I know. That's I'm like, the scale is just a number. It's a tool. It's not the end all be all.
Yeah, I used to go into shows weighing like 98 pounds, and this time I was going into shows like 101. So I've definitely put on a couple of pounds of muscle. It's awesome, honestly. I love seeing the side by side comparisons, and honestly, I feel so much better. Like when I'm
like, I don't ever want to.
I actually felt like healthy. Like I would literally go into the show and I'm like, damn, I feel like strong and healthy and good. Like I don't actually feel like I'm somebody can just come and break me in half. Like I feel. Because that's all I cared about was conditioning. Honestly, that was like the only thing I cared about. Like if I was not peeled to the bone, I would not even do a show. Like I was like, no. And now it's like, I'm looking at things so much differently. And obviously we have to evolve as the bikini division is evolving and like what they're asking for. So it's hard. It's tough, like, because you're so used to one thing, but in this sport, you have to do what they're asking you to do. So, and if you don't want to, and you're okay with not getting the placing that you want because of that, all for it. If you want to get on stage looking how you want to look and you don't care what the division is asking you to do, then it's your body. Do whatever you want. Like if that's what's going to make you confident and happy and you want to get on stage shredded to the bone and you don't care, then all for it. Do it. Like whatever you
don't fucking bitch about it on social media. God damn it. It's not the judge's fault. It's not the judge's fault. The judges don't give a shit at the end of the day. There's a criteria. You decided you wanted to bring whatever you want to bring to the stage and not do what the judges say. Then you want to go and cry on social media and bitch about it. Like they just don't want my look. No shit, they don't want your look. They got a look in mind that's already there. There's a criteria. So no shit, your look doesn't belong there. The fucking rectangle don't fit in the circle. Like,
the rectangle don't fit in the circle.
Like, I'm just saying, you know, if you're gonna be a motherfucking rectangle trying to go in a circle, it's gonna be hard, you know, because you want to stay a fucking rectangle. So be a rectangle. Stop.
Be a rectangle. Just
go be happy with it and don't bitch. But yes, you have to evolve with the sport. Like when there was the time with the posing, when everybody was flaring and shit in bikini, I couldn't be, oh, woe is me, because they decided literally from, I swear, I thought it was like from 1 week to the next.
It was like, yo, literally a quick minute. People I was like, yo, y'all been
awarding me. I've come close to winning a show by one point doing this pose this entire time. Now y'all want to switch it up on me. Yeah, I got a little salty at first, but I was like, I can't even be upset. Like, this is how it happens. And there's a reason why they change things, because they want to keep the division a certain way. And I'm so happy they did that. I was so happy seeing Ashlyn being awarded over certain women at the shows because they were much more lean and more conditioned. I was like a little like, man, you know, obviously it was like, oh man, I want Ashlyn to win this, but I'm like not knowing what they want from the division just yet because it was the beginning of the year. I'm like, there's some pretty lean fucking girls here that could maybe beat Ashlyn on conditioning. But when they chose Ashlyn, I was like, fuck yes.
I mean, they were making
that
a
conditioning
statement with
Yeah.
Ashlyn.
I'm like, they're picking the conditioning that I've kind of foreseen or thought bikini always was. And you know, over time things do stray a little bit, but then they come back. And I feel like they're really, really coming back to, or just making sure and solidifying that this is what they want from the bikini division. So yeah, shit is dope.
They're being really like stern about it, which I'm glad, because a lot of times they'll say one thing and then a couple weeks later they reward the complete opposite of what they said. And don't get me wrong, sometimes that has to happen based on who shows up, and they're going to pick the best who shows up. And that's where I know where a lot of people get confused, because they can't pick the softest girl every single time. Like that's just not how it works.
Yeah.
It's not about that, but like if they want a softer, fuller look, but everybody shows up pretty freaking hard, then they're going to go with the best person that, you know, is on stage. So obviously it just is always going to be based on who shows up and the criteria. They have to do a combination of the two. They take the criteria plus the people that are showing up, and then they decide what is going to be the best out of those people with the criteria. So it does get confusing. I get it. Like it really does get confusing, but you know,
I mean, even as both as athletes and coaches, I think we all know this. Bikini is one of the hardest divisions to compete in because the criteria can get blurred a little bit depending on who shows up. But with wellness now being more prevalent and being around for the past 2-3 years, I feel like they've honed in more on the criteria for each of our divisions, which has been helpful, extremely helpful.
And this is pretty cool too, because I put my side by sides next to Jen Dory's, and my look and shape was so similar to hers this year, which is obviously she was the standard of what they wanted. And then it got a little bit confused because then Laura Lee won the Arnold, but Laura Lee was the best person on the Arnold stage. And yes, was she more conditioned and more hard than Jen? Yes, she was. But that doesn't mean that the standard changes. It just means that that's the look for that show that looked the best with the people that showed up. But that doesn't mean to come in hard as nails just because Laura Lee came in a little bit more hard at the show. You don't know. Her feedback easily could have been like, she needs to come in fuller, you know, if she wants to win the Olympia, she needs to come in with the fuller look. And she has been coming in with a fuller look. At Pittsburgh, she came in with the perfect fullness, conditioning, everything. So I know she's taking the feedback in, and I think that people get confused because they see Jen, who doesn't really have that super hard look, that just won the Olympia, and then you see, you know, Laura Lee, who won the Arnold, and obviously they're two completely different like bodies and structures and shapes and conditioning and all that stuff.
That's what it is. Even though Laura Lee's coming in a little bit more conditioned, a little harder than her previous packages, for her, it looks her best package. Whereas you and I, if we came in harder and grainier than our normal packages, we would get docked. Yeah. So it's objective per person for sure.
It's very relative based on the person. So you just have to take the feedback that they're giving you and apply that no matter what. And then you just have to sometimes I have to change the way that I look based off of the list and who's coming in. So that happens too. And Ashley Kaltwasser, she's the same way. You know, she comes in too hard with people that are normally too soft, or come in a little bit softer and fuller. She knows she needs to back off of the hardness and come in a little bit fuller, or come in flat, because she does have that really nice like muscle density, like down low. So if she comes in flat, sometimes it works to her advantage. So it just depends on who shows up and who the lineup is and who you're going to be compared best to. That's the kind of look that you want to, you know, be able to bring. Obviously it needs to suit you and what your feedback is too. So taking all of these little things and then applying it, that's why the bikini division is so hard, is because there's so many different layers. And having that coach, like, that's why, like, obviously we all love Jamie, because she has, you know, the knowledge to be able to break down these layers and give us what's going to be best for our physique next to the top contenders in that lineup.
Exactly.
So, I want to pull something up so that the viewers can see a cool little, you know, side by side. Yes. Oh no, you disabled participant screen sharing. Just kidding.
Wait, how do I do that? Or how do I undo it?
I don't even know. Maybe go to the, I don't know.
So
I don't know.
if I go to,
Free-
hold on, wait. If I go to participants, oops. Why did I do that? Okay. More.
Bear with us, guys. We're still tech challenged.
Just a little tech challenged.
And spotlight, make host. Is it because I'm the host and you're not?
Yeah.
So can I make you the host?
Are you able to?
Yeah.
No, I think
ahead and make me a host.
started the link. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I seen the
you're
other
host now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Wait, you still recording, Ash?
Yes, here we go. Yeah, it's still recording. All right, guys.
There we go.
Oh,
Oof.
So yeah.
Okay.
Just a few days from the
Wow.
Arnold and like now. So just to talk about like what we're talking about, like balance and just balancing out the physique. So prior to Jamie, of course, I was, still in prep. I didn't really have time off to do anything to progress in my physique. So we just had to work with what I had, knowing that with this, my upper body was lacking in size. I've always been told my lower body was dominant, and you can see that here, how my quad and my hamstring and all of that just pops a lot more than my upper body. And then if you look over here now, like just look at the fucking delt insertion.
Yeah, look at the cap of your delts, like
the caps,
so much fuller.
all of that. The legs are much more streamlined. Now it's much more of a balanced physique, because this over here was getting me when I was placing like second and like thirds, because my physique was just not balancing up. And I was always told
Like
your upper body lacked a little pop.
Yep.
Sometimes people think, oh, your lower body is too dominant, means that you need to run your legs down. Not necessarily. Sometimes for me in my situation, when I talked to Jamie about like game plan for this year after Olympia and all that, it was really, she was like, you need to work out your upper body. And I honestly, I did at some point, but my previous coach would tell me, you're not working out your upper body. It's too much. That's what I was told before. So my feedback was consistently lower body's too dominant, lower body's too dominant. So what would be the thing to do? Balance it out by bringing your upper body up. And so far, that's what we've been able to do. So it's cool to see, like, that's from what, August to now. Well, September, that's September to now. So from September to this time frame, was able to do that kind of work. So for those of you listening, when you get feedback, get to freaking work. If you know you need to freaking work on building muscle, don't be stubborn and be like, but I'm gonna go to nationals because I won the local show here and they said that I look good, but you won against 4 other girls.
Yeah.
Okay. And great, you're going to go to nationals, and are you really there? If the judges ever tell you you need to grow, you need to take time to grow, if you know your body's not balanced in certain ways, really sit and try to be as objective as you can be so that you can really fit yourself into criteria, because the judges are going to tell you little things like your lower body's too big or this, but it doesn't mean that you need to go run your legs down. Maybe you need to look at your upper body. Does your upper body even match your lower body, or vice versa? Different things like that. So you're not going to the gym and just killing yourself doing something when it's actually this. Same thing when the judges say, oh, you're just a little too hard, or you're a little soft, or you need to be a little bit tighter. Tighter can mean that you need to fill out a little bit more. Yeah, that's it. So it's a lot of things. I thought that was cool to share, because I was like, let me just
cool. I like that. We can do that more often now too.
Yeah. Bring up little
I can change the host anytime. And just so you guys know, I have to upgrade my thing. So we have 7 minutes before the thing stops recording.
Hey, that's cool. We here just updating my
feed. Would you rather?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's do some good rattles.
I got some good ones. Okay.
Yes.
Ready for it?
Yeah.
Would you rather your bikini top or bottom snap off on stage?
Show them the non-existent tatas.
The top.
The top for
They're
me.
already half out anyway.
There's nothing but skin in a nip.
Skin in a nip.
And guess
Not
what?
paid for these. They can fly.
I got 2 hands.
Exactly.
That's true. Okay. Would you rather go on stage with hairy armpits or hairy legs?
Armpits.
Legs. Because then when you win and you're like, hey.
Oh yeah.
No, I told Marissa, I'd be like, oh no, let's just grab around.
I'm like, we're all going for first place, so we're all gonna be up there with our sword. So what are you gonna hold the sword like this? Be like, okay.
Oh shit.
Would you rather tan turn green on stage or be untanned? I've seen green tans before.
Ooh, untanned, I think. I'd be untanned because I'm pretty tan.
Yeah,
I'd rather be green, I think.
I know you're gonna be transparent. I think I'd be untanned. I'll get away with it.
I'd rather have some color than be see-through. I don't know.
Okay, so then someone sent me a link for a would you rather. So would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button on your life?
Ooh.
So I pause so I can think about it.
But if you can rewind,
Hold
you don't
up.
have to pause. You
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Someone just sent me a link to these. Would you feel worse if no one showed up to your wedding or your funeral? Granted, you're dead if it's your funeral.
Wedding.
Yeah, my wedding.
Yeah, because
Wedding
like
here.
you're dead.
Yeah.
Because then I'm gonna fucking go to my funeral. I'm gonna be overlooking, be like, who ain't show up? I'm haunting you bitches for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Haunting y'all bitches.
I think we have time. What for one more? Would you rather always say everything on your mind or never speak again?
Everything on my mind.
Say everything on my mind.
I feel like Jazzy, you do that already.
Yeah, because I could not stop speaking.
No filter.
The fuck?
Okay, that was a speed. Would you rather?
Oh,
Felt like
man.
adrenaline was rushing.
Wait,
Yeah.
do you have this or that?
Oh no, no. Everyone did. Would you rather? Did you guys have a this or that?
Oh, you posted it.
No. You
I just
posted-
did a would you rather or this or that. No one did a this or that.
Oh, no one did it. Okay.
Yeah, no.
I have another. Well, this one's a little bit the same. Nip slip on stage or tampon string dangle too far? Nip slip.
Nip slip.
Lip
Slip.
slip.
Nip slip.
Bruh.
Oh, that would be bad. I don't ever have my period during stage time though. So not
Would you rather trip on stage and fall or forget your routine?
Oh. Well,
are we still able to proceed with the routine? Just
we forget it.
They about to send the next bitch.
not if you're singing on stage for a whole 10 minutes. Trip. I'll play it off. I'll be like, "Whew, I'm
Ooh.
good."
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I'm doing a breakdance move. You got me.
Yeah, you are.
I'm busting
And
down.
with that, the nip slip is gonna come out anyways.
It's like, can you trip? Like, is it? Do you just trip or do you have to fall on your face?
No, you're tripping and you're falling. Like,
Oh,
it's
if you're
like
if
no
I'm fucking
recovery.
falling, no way.
There's no recovery. Like
No
you're
recovery.
going down.
Okay, forget routine. Front, back, bye.
Because then I can just fucking wing it, whatever.
I'd rather fall because I would do
But you fall on
a
your
break
face.
dance and stand up and finish my routine. I'd be like, it was part of it.
Who's part of it?
That's something you would do. You break dance anyways on the regular.
Oh my god.
Okay. How much time do we have?
2 minutes.
Minutes.
Like 2 minutes. Yeah. Oh man.
I need. Let's see what else is on this link.
Oh, I'm coming to San Diego, by the way.
Of course, when I leave.
Yes,
on.
I'm coming
Last
like
minute.
sometime this week.
Wait, are you just going to see your mom?
Yeah.
All right, you two. Is this just supposed to be motivation? Because I literally have both of your freaking I can't even show it. I'm glad it's fine.
I literally packed so much luggage going to her place. I didn't even have room to bring it back. I was
You
like,
packed too much luggage. You forgot yours, and they just both end up here. So
I love that you have both of our Yetis. Like,
this is basically the universe saying your best friends are Olympians. So go get your butt up and go get your Yeti. So I can have one too with my name.
okay, so Papa is making us pink Yetis this year for Olympia.
Woo!
ooh.
All right, so this is my motivation. I'm just gonna keep them till I get my own.
It's coming. It's coming,
It is
Mama.
coming. All right, it's about to kick us out.
Yeah.
Yep, here we go. Less
Take a
than
little. All right, yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, are we doing?
Yes.
Wait, maybe I need to do Command Shift 3. Hold on. Shift Command 3. Shift Command. Fuck! I can't do it with one hand.
I love how we're still recording this too.
Hold on, I haven't done it yet. Woo! I did it.
Oh man, it was good catching up with you guys.
No, I love you guys. I miss you.
We'll be
I
back
know.
on more consistently. All right.
I promise. I promise we will, guys.
Yes.
We're better. We'll
Yeah.
upgrade to longer than an hour or two.
I'm gonna upgrade so that way next time we can talk forever.